Hi, everyone. Welcome to Creator Toolbox. We are live for our first time for Utah calendar content after Tech Now. If you aren't sure what I'm talking about regarding Utah or the content calendar or Tech Now, we have a bunch of links for you. Make sure to jump into this link first, devlink.sn/Utah, to see everything about the ServiceNow Utah release that we're doing this month and the next month. If you missed Tech Now, where we did an entire overview of the Utah release, make sure to go to devlink.sn/technow. But if you're new to Creator Toolbox is a show that we do as ServiceNow developer program where we demo different tools that are being released or featured for the sake of all builders and developers out there on the ServiceNow platform. We want to do a good demo for all these things that we're releasing so that you have a better idea of what's going on here. Joining me today is everybody on the screen. Half of us are developer advocates, half of us are product managers, and so we'll go ahead and do introductions. First of all, hi everyone. My name is Earl Duque. I am a developer advocate with ServiceNow. I joined ServiceNow about a year and a half ago, and before that, I was with a bunch of different customers, mostly in higher ed. But I was a developer, senior dev, team lead for a few years before I joined ServiceNow. And I'll kick it off over to Pranav.
Hi everyone, I'm the newest senior developer advocate here at ServiceNow. I also started as a software engineer in the past, moved into consulting. Then I worked with a customer prior to joining ServiceNow. I'm here to help you out. Passing on to Gabby.
Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Gabriela Ochoa Perez Waechter. A lot of you know me as Gabby or as MGOPW. I have spent 5 years in the ServiceNow ecosystem, working mostly with partners, and I have had so much fun getting to know a lot of you as a community member. And this is my first show as officially a ServiceNow outbound product manager. I joined the company in January, and I'm excited to get you guys more content and learning on Next Experience. Over to Brad.
Hey everybody, my name is Brad Tilton. I'm also on the outbound product management team for Next Experience. I've been in the ecosystem, it'll be about 15 years this year, which is kind of crazy, and I've been an employee for the last 6.
Thanks, Brad. And before we jump into the content, as a reminder, we are in Utah Release. And so all the content that will be hitting this channel for the next 2 months will be all Utah related. So make sure to check out everything that is Utah related by going to our blog, devlink.sn/blog, or to the developer portal, developer.servicenow.com. And as per tradition for our seasonal content, we have a little logo. So if you look at Pranav's shoulder, Pranav, can you point over there?
Where's
Other way.
the logo?
Right there.
There it is.
There, that one, that logo. That's there it goes. We always have trouble knowing which shoulder it's going to appear on. But whenever you see that logo up there, that means you can kind of tell which video this is relating to. This one's Utah Release. And so we're going to go ahead and kick it off to Gabby and Brad to talk about Theme Builder. Brad is muted.
I'm muted. Sorry, I froze for a little bit, and it was I'm thrown off. Yeah, so we're going to talk about Theme Builder, which is a new tool that we released last Thursday, so less than a week ago, via the store. But we've already done intros, so we will go. Come on, PowerPoint. So Safe Harbor, we may talk about some things that are going to happen in the future or may happen in the future. Things can always change. Things can get pulled from releases, so don't make any financial decisions based on what we're sharing that may happen in the future. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Gabby, and she's going to tell us about what we're doing today.
You can skip over to the next one. Awesome. So today I wanted to start with showing you guys a little bit of how things currently work and how they're going to be working in the future. So if we can go to the next slide. The best thing happened directly before we started today, actually. I had to switch computers. So now I'm on my Windows machine and I don't have the PowerPoint. So I apologize for having to tell Brad to skip over to the next one. You know, We're just doing this live. So the basics of theming is the ability to customize the Now Experience design system to reflect your product or your brand. You can style various aspects of the product while still maintaining the overall look and feel. You can change things like fonts, spacing, shapes, and the form. And it allows you the customization that you want when you're branding and you're providing improved experiences. So that's the basics of that. Next slide, please. The new data model, the way that themes have currently worked with Next Experience is you've got the UX theme record. In this case, the out of the box one is Polaris. And through the M2M table UX theme style, you then are linked to multiple different UX styles. And this is sort of what builds out your theme. So you have the shape and form style, the dashboard visualization, imagery, typography, and then you've got the Polaris colors style. And that is the one that mostly handles your actual theme colors. If we go to the next one, next slide, there should be a nice little screenshot of what that looks like. Or not. Maybe I just didn't hit save. Awesome. So I'll show you guys that inside of the demo then. Basically, the way that it works is that the colors UX style is it contains all of the variables required to show your colors. And Earl, can you share my screen, please? Thank you. So this is what your UX style, your UX theme looks like. And you've got all of your styles here. And you've got the colors, core, type, style here. And then you've also got something called a variant, which is called dark down here. So this is basically your basic color template that is generated for Polaris. And these are all of the properties that use the colors listed up here to change how things look. And currently the way that you have to work with this is you have to edit everything in here manually. You have to go in, figure out how the theming hooks work, where they're located. We have some awesome documentation available on what a lot of these do. And also the DO Prototypes website is back up live. If you guys are familiar with that one, we'll be linking it in the chat here shortly. And then the way that these work basically is this is a variance. And variants are what you're used to seeing be available for customers as a option on the theme selection. Up under preferences, you can go to theme, and this shows you the variants. So this is the default color core, and then this is the dark variant. And basically, it just lives on top of the core colors, and it just changes a couple of things here and there in order to make dark true. So this is how your theme works currently. You can even set some applicability to set some things to be available to some people according to different criteria. But this is basically how it works right now and what you had to get familiar with in order to be able to uh, style your instance. But now we have Theme Builder. And Theme Builder is going to be making things a lot easier for you guys. I'm very excited to get to show this to you. This is the homepage. It's got a little bit of information on how your experience is going to go. And then you've got a bunch of options down here to get started. So we're going to go ahead and scroll back up here. This is an important bit of the navigation area because this is where you can access the manager and the editor. So first I'm going to show you guys the manager. And this is where you can see your themes. Now, if you already have some themes created in your instance prior to installing and using Theme Builder, they will not show up here yet. That is a piece of feedback that we've given already to ideally be able to edit currently existing themes. But right now, Theme Builder works with newly created themes inside of Theme Builder. And it also does not edit variants just yet. That is another piece of feedback. And something to note is that this is the first version of Theme Builder. If there's any feedback or any things that you want to see here that you didn't see it today, please let us know through the idea portal, and I'll make sure that the right people get a look at those ideas of yours. So this is the manager. Here you can take a look and you can apply different themes. And then we can go to the editor. And this is, oh, it's got a nice little tour for you. I'm going to click skip. Sorry, tour people. So let's actually go back home and click on create a theme.
Hey, Gabby, before we get into that, how do we get Theme Builder in our instance?
That is a great question. Thank you very much. You can go into your filter navigator and type in plugins. And then it is a store app, so it should just pop up here for you. You just have to look up Theme Builder and click install. Something to note is that it is only available on Utah. So right now, only instances on the Utah Early Access will be able to see it there.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I was just so excited to get started and show you guys this that I just completely forgot one of the most important bits, how to even install it. So before we get started, you'll need some stuff. You need your company logo and your brand color palette. I already have those on my side here, and today I'm going to name this Teal Donuts.
Yum.
Yes. And now this is kind of actually really awesome. It's going to ask you to select your brand's colors, and it's got a hex, RGB, or HSL selector. So depending on how your brand has it on their actual brand guidelines, you're able to select it in here without needing to do any of the transforms yourself. And I am going to put in my numbers here. Funny thing about my personal computer is I have my keyboard modified to where I don't have a numpad and my number keys are replaced with random images from a video game I play. So I don't know what numbers I'm clicking. So this might be a little bit fun.
That's very on brand for you.
Thanks. I was really expecting to be able to use my grown-up keyboard. And now I'm going to choose a neutral color. BBE0. Now this is another cool thing. If your brand has more than 3 colors, which I hope they do, I really hope they do, here you're able to add them as additional colors. So I'm going to add 7786, just a couple in here to show you guys what you can do with them.
What are the other ways? Is it hexadecimal and CMYK or RGB? What are the other ones?
RGB and HSL.
Okay, cool.
9156, apply. Cool. And then one last one.
Fun fact: RGB makes more sense than CMYK because RGB is better for digital format and CMYK is more for printed format.
And that's something that always gets me when I'm working with Adobe Photoshop files is which one do I select? But I just had to switch computers. So let me get the logo over here because I want to show you guys how to set the logo. So I'm going to grab this real fast.
Yeah, so I'm just thinking about Theme Builder just because we've always had very hacky ways of dealing with themes in the past.
What?
And so a lot of people were very excited to hear something like this was coming, but oh, little lime donut.
Here we go. Oh, right. I forgot I named it lime donut. Whoops. So there we go. We've got the lime donut now. And another cool thing is you can select different fonts to use. So we're going to select Cabin. I'm always an Open Sans type of person, but let's go different today. To answer Sarab's question in the chat, does this also change branding across portals? Currently, it does not. I do believe that that is a long-term goal to be able to edit the new portal's branding through this. There is a part of the theme builder that does preview it on the old SP layout, but this is not currently supported. It is a goal in the future for the team. So here is the theme builder itself. We're in the editor. And we're able to select a bunch of different options. Something to note here is that you need to update the system properties to use your logo. So right now, if I refresh my instance, once I apply this theme, it will not reflect my logo. Right here, they're saying we're working to make this simpler for you. If you click on the details, it takes you to a KB, to a document article. And down here, it shows you what system property to set up in order to help your theme builder override your logo system property. So here, you're able to see that it selected the most rounded shape, which is what I like. I like super circly things. And it reflected that on most of my UI elements here. I'm going to go over these little tabs here shortly. Pablo, the plugin name for Theme Builder should just be Theme Builder itself.
And it
as
is a
far-
store app, right? So if it doesn't show up in your applications list, you might need to go to the store and add it.
Yeah, I had to do that for one of my instances. It was kind of, but not for another one. It was kind of interesting. For Murali, let me get back to you with that question on whether we can upload custom fonts or not. I'll take note of it and get right back to you. Something that's important to note is we'll be adding information on Theme Builder to the Next Experience Center of Excellence. So if there's any questions that I miss or that I need to come back to, you'll likely see me addressing them in an article there. But that's a great place to go to if you have any questions about Next Experience in general. So back to the Theme Builder. If you click on this little color palette up here, you're able to see all of the colors that you have selected. It shows you the different places where the colors apply to. And if you click on them, you're actually able to change what the colors are. So for example, if I want my focus ring to be a different color, I want it to be more on brand with my stuff instead of being blue, I can select the color, click apply, and it changes it. Something very important to note is that your changes are automatically saved each time you make an edit. And there is currently no undo button. That is a feature that is being looked at right now for future enhancement. So that's you're going to want to be a bit careful when you're changing the colors around to make sure that you know what to go back to in case you don't quite like the change that you made. You can also access the custom color picker here. That way, if you don't have a color already in your brand colors, you can always create it from here. And then it also has a different view where you can see the hex code and see the actual variables that are tied to what you're editing. So there's a lot of different ways to be able to see what you're clicking on and what you want to select, not just a cute little color palette like this. You're able to edit a lot of different things here. And I encourage you guys to go in and kind of poke around and see what you find. You're also able to change your logo here. You're able to change the font family from the 4 that are preset here as well. And you're able to change the shape. Then something that's really cool is you're able to go into component styles and you're able to see your different configurations applied to, I feel like, a very thorough list of UI elements. So you're able to see, okay, this is what my primary button looks like. If I want to change it, I can go here and take a look at what my colors are. And you're able to just kind of dig down. We are working on trying to get a full list of hooks that control things in these previews. And that is hopefully something that'll be coming in the future. But now, something else that you can do is you can go into the experience preview. And here you can select different experiences to preview your theme with. So we can go into,
And these are experiences that are in your current instance, right?
Yes, these are experiences that are going to be almost like live previews of the theme as it would look like in your instance.
Nice.
And if you want to go ahead and apply it, you're done setting up your theme, just click Apply Theme, and it will set it for everything. So now, if we refresh the page, we should see, while that refreshes, I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to grab the system property from the docs page.
Because as you said earlier, the company logo only changes once you play with the properties.
Correct. And
Ooh,
now
look at that.
it's all donut-y, but we're not done yet. We need that donut in the top left corner. Something kind of neat for those of you who may not be familiar with it. If you know the table that you're going to, you can type it into the filter navigator and type that list, lowercase, if you want it to show up on the same screen you're already on. You can do all caps if you want it to show up in a different screen. And you can see here, I changed the focus ring to be lime, eye, bleeding,
Nice.
gleam. So it's already reflecting our changes here.
Very nice.
And it looks like we just have to create a new. And I'm going to hit true, submit. And I hope I created that right. We have a donut, ladies and
Hey.
gentlemen.
Look at that. Even has a hover change.
Oh, that's cool. So that is Theme Builder. So now, just one last thing. If I go back to Manager, here you can take a look at all of the themes that you have created through Theme Builder. And I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to go over. Something important to note is just that currently, Theme Builder does not auto-create a dark variant. So if your company has a need to use dark variant, we still suggest that you use the Polaris theme because that one has a dark variant. This is something that we're looking to work on in the future. But I'm pretty excited for what we have as a version 1. Bill, yes. So Theme Builder will only modify how the next experience UI looks. It does not affect the legacy UI 16 look.
And also, just to be clear, when your users click on the preferences to change the theme and they see multiple themes, those are all variants of the same theme, right? And so if you create a new theme with Theme Builder, you only get the one theme. So even without dark mode, if you want them to choose between Blimey and everybody loves Blimey and other things, you probably want to stick with the Polaris theme for now and create variants.
Exactly. So here we can see the difference between Teal Donut, which has just the core types of styles, and Polaris has a few others, but it also has the dark variant type. Now you can go outside of Theme Builder and add your own variants directly to a theme that you've created. But you're not able to edit or manage those inside of Theme Builder just yet.
On a side note, I like that anytime I put up a comment, I cover Brad's face completely.
I know. I was going to try to hear where we.
So, Jeff, there actually is a community member who already recreated those out of the box themes. You should be able to find his post on share somewhere, and you'll get your blimey back. Hello, Jeff.
And it is, we are looking at, what it would look like to include more options in future releases in the themes.
I think that's something we all know for ServiceNow. If you've been into the ServiceNow ecosystem as a developer for any amount of time, Gabby mentioned this is version 1, and we're always hoping and improving on things as we release them. So feedback is important. And so we don't shy away from that. These are the people to be giving the feedback to. So if you have seen anything about Theme Builder or have anything else to do with Next Experience, the UI, UI Builder, everything Next Experience, these are the faces you want to be connecting with and reaching out to. Did you have anything else for the demo?
I think I went over everything I wanted to go over. I'll just be posting the DO prototypes link in the chat here shortly. I just have to type it over from my other computer. This is an awesome website where you can go to in order to create, or at least help you create new themes manually.
Or it'll help you create variants as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If you did need to recreate Blimey, although it already exists out in the community, this is a good way to generate all of that crazy JSON that you need to create new variants.
Yeah, so here you can go in and do pretty much what I did. And select your things. And what it's going to do is it's going to create all the variant of the primary color. So, and then you can create auto-generate. Oh, wait. So auto-generate generates the color gradients for you. If you click on copy JSON, now this is going to be a big blurb of text. Then you can go in and copy over, and it's going to have the settings that you just created in your theme. Something else that's kind of cool is you can also bring over, it's got the original Polaris and Polaris Dark themes in here, so you can look at them and edit them however you want as well. And you can also validate whether your JSON is good or not. Because if anybody's worked with JSON, you know that it's very easy to mess up if you just have an extra comma somewhere. But I am posting that in the chat now.
It's on the screen too.
Thank you. Poor Brad's face.
So we got a couple of links actually from this. Let me get rid of that screen. We got the theme.doprototypes.com. We also had earlier, someone mentioned the Center of Excellence. You can go to NXTXP as in next experience.link/COE to get to the Center of Excellence easily. I found it by simply Googling Next Experience COE, and that's where it got me. But I want to say thank you to Gabby and Brad for showing us Theme Builder. And if you want more of Gabby and Brad, there are a couple of things coming up. Next week is the start. Am I allowed to advertise that? Next week, we are starting a show dedicated to UI Builder, hosted by myself, Brad, and Gabby, but Gabby and Brad mostly, talking about UI Builder called You and I Builder Live. And that will
I love the name.
I know, it's such a good name. You and I Builder Live. Where it will be on Twitch, actually. So not on YouTube as we usually do. We're going to be doing it on Twitch to have a separate space to have that videos. But sometime after each episode of You and I Builder Live, we will be doing, we'll convert it into a video on demand and put it on the YouTube channel also. But if you are still wanting more Gabby and Brad, join us next week on Friday for our first live coding happy hour for the Utah season. This show right here is Creator Toolbox, a little bit more of a prepared demo from experts, from people that are used to the product and can answer questions live. But on Live Coding Happy Hour, it's a little bit more relaxed. It's not really a demo per se, but more of us trying to build something or get through something live to kind of demonstrate the actual process that we developers go through to get to from point A to point Z, or maybe never get to Z and try to figure it out from there. We also partake during that episode to get kind of lighten up the spirit. But one of the fun things we're going to be doing this Utah release is not only Live Coding Happy Hour for our typical time slot of in the evening, afternoon for America, but Pranav is actually going to be hosting some Live Coding Happy Hours on the other side of the world at more convenient times for them. So pay attention to that Utah calendar. Again, devlink.sn/Utah. It has the exact times on there. So if you see, make sure to check. It might say AM on some of those things versus PM, and that's because it's meant for the other side of the world, so that we can have a little bit more diversity on how we handle time zones now. Another reason why we love to have Pranav join our team. But again, welcome to Utah. Thank you for kicking off Creator Toolbox this season, Gabby and Brad. This is the start of a lot of content, a lot of cool stuff coming up, and I'm sure it's not the last time we're going to be hearing from well, we know it's not the last time we're going to be hearing from YouTube, but even Theme Builder is going to have updates, and we hope to update everybody when that time comes too. Gabby, Brad, if you had your own announcements, feel free to get some of that out.
Can I replug feedback? So again, first version of Theme Builder, we would love your feedback. So the absolute best way to give product feedback is through the idea portal. I know not everybody has a support login. So if you can't access the idea portal, you can find Gabby or myself or Ashley, who chimed in about Blimey earlier in the chat. You can find us on SN Devs or LinkedIn or wherever and give us feedback. And then if you run into issues with Theme Builder, please put in a support ticket. So, if there's a bug or it's not working how you want it to, put in a support ticket. We use ideas, support tickets, and then personal feedback. And all of that feeds back into our inbound product teams to make the product better. So, we want this product to work better for everyone.
Anything, Gabby?
No, I'm so happy to finally be on a live stream with you as your official coworker.
I know. We were on so many live streams even before I was a ServiceNow employee. So, and I mean Pranav too. Like all of us, we're doing that. We're all taking this route of building content for you all, and now we're just doing it officially. So hopefully we can do more and more and more. Sweet.
Thank you for having us.
Is there anything else that we need to announce, Pranav?
No, I'm good.
All right. Again, reach out to us if you need anything. Find us on either submit something on the idea portal or find any of us. It's easy to reach us, especially if you're on the sndevs.com community, or if you want to find us on LinkedIn, we're all there too. Thanks again, everybody. Make sure to check out the Utah content calendar to see what we have planned for you all in the next couple of months. It's a lot. It's podcasts, live streams, videos, blogs. There's a lot of stuff that we're covering, and we want to make sure we cover the things that are interesting to you. Sweet. Thanks, everybody. Have a great morning, day, evening.
Bye.
Bye.